Today we have Bill Daly, the Administrative Director of the Chautauqua County IDA. Bill, welcome to the program.
Dave, it's great to be here in this weather. Two things. One, it's wonderful for most of us, but we had an awful ski and snowmobiling season in this county.
You know, this is a good lead because a lot of people, you know, on one side we had a very unseasonably mild, very little snowfall this winter. A lot of people are saying, well, that's great, but is there a downside to this when it comes to the local economy?
Oh, very definitely, because we have 400 miles of groomed snowmobile trails in this county. People put virtually no time on those trails. We had so many registered snowmobilers a year ago, 5,300, that the state of New York gave us back almost $300,000 of registration fees. Then we give it back out, the county does, to the 5 snowmobile clubs to maintain their snowmobile trails. Well, this was just a gone season. So hotels suffered, gas stations suffered, all the taverns and bars and restaurants, all this big amount of traffic. It's the locals moving around the county, but it's also the people from Pennsylvania, from Canada that would come in, from Rochester, Buffalo, and certainly Ohio. We are a mecca for snowmobiling, and it was just a horrendous snowmobile season here in this county.
Now, that registration funding that is used for helping with the grooming of the trails, the preparation of the trails, could that have some impact next winter?
Well, what'll happen, the last time I talked to Sandy Sopak, the county clerk, I think they had about 2,500 registered snowmobiles. What that means is we get a percentage back to the county of snowmobile, of the registration fees from New York. So it simply means if you get half as many, you're going to get $150,000 to do the grooming. And the grooming is done spring, summer, and fall, is when they do that. And what they do is they try to make the trails more sustainable, so it's just better snowmobiling.
Now, any word on what impact, if any, has this had on Peak and Peak?
Oh, well, sure, because the joke at Peak and Peak, but it's also very true. If you get 2 inches of snow in Cleveland, Peak and Peak is filled, and it is. The good news is we've got wonderful owners. The Scott family from Erie, they're first-class people. If you go to their water parks, Splash Lagoon, right there at the Peach Street exit, all those, not all the hotels, but just about all the hotels, the fast food, the Scotts own all that. These are people who believe in investing back into the properties they own. They just did an $11 million upgrade at Splash Lagoon. They put in a big wave, a huge addition, and it's a giant wave pool for $11 million. They also paid $11 million out of bankruptcy for Peak and Peak. So they got a tremendous bargain out of the bankruptcy court, but they're great operators. They operate restaurants, they operate hotels, and now they're operating a ski area. And they just happened to come in to probably one of the worst ski seasons imaginable, because it didn't motivate people to. Now, they had snow made up there, so you could ski there throughout the entire season because of the man-made snow on the cold nights. But people just don't have that desire to get out there if there's no snow.
Now, obviously that eventually already is sort of a year-round resort. Are those kind of the concepts here for the future at Peak and Peak? They have a great golf course.
Well, 2 great golf courses. Yeah. The old course down on the lower level is a wonderful course, but the one on the top, the hill, on top of the hill, that's one of the, I would probably rate that one of the top 10 courses in all of Western New York. And that's a spectacular golf course.
So you suspect then that down the road, are we going to see more development?
Oh yes, because like I said, I mean, they had really a tough year with the lack of snow for the ski season. But these are people who are dedicated to the properties they own. So they plow their profits, and the money they make, they continuously spend. So they're already spending $4 million there. A lot of people don't know that, but all those years where the maintenance wasn't kept up, they're going to redo a lot of the hotel rooms. Are going to be all modernized and upgraded. They bought new trucks for the service people, the staff. new mowers for the golf courses, new compressors. So they went from the amenities, dressing up the lodges in the hotel rooms, to actual physical maintenance issues to a tune of about $4 million they're spending right now since they bought the place in the fall.
So that's great news, and hopefully it propels, hopefully we have a better winter next year for those snow lovers.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, the impact is like sales tax. But a lot of places count on that. If you're near the snowmobile trails, you go to these small areas, you know the taverns, where you go there on a Saturday or Sunday, and there's literally 50 to 100 snowmobiles in the parking lot all day long. Yeah. People in there having chili, buying hamburgers, having a beer, drinking coffee. And, you know, this is substantial when it's Saturday and Sunday through a 3 or 4 month period, and they had none of it this year. So it was really very sad.